David with Inter Gadgets, and today we're going to be talking about a new laser. This is the TBK laser. We'll go over the model number in a moment. There's a lot to go over with this. It is a budget-friendly laser. I'll be doing an unboxing and a demonstration. We'll bring it through a full use case and show you some of the ins and outs and the features of it. So let's get started. I'll begin with the unboxing here. And we can see everything that's inside. So here's the base plate that comes with it. And then the laser module itself comes packaged nicely together like this. And there's some other side of the table. So everything's packaged up like this. And here we can see the actual laser head. So we'll go ahead and install the base plate real quick, get everything else out of the box, and we can begin the assembly. So we have some accessories here, a couple of testing plates, some Allen keys to get everything put together, standard stuff like a power cable, another part of the power cable here, and a couple of screws. We'll be using this to install the base plate with. And then this will be your cable to connect to the computer. I'm going to go ahead and get all this out of the way. Now, easiest way I've found to get the base plate installed is to actually do it with the laser head upside down like this. So we'll get the screws out of here. It's just 4 simple screws. I've already got an Allen key set here that's opened up, so we'll use that. And I'll begin getting this base plate on. It's pretty straightforward to get on together. It takes just about a minute or two. Make sure everything's tightened down correctly, and then we can flip it over and I'll show you some of the other features. Now that I've got the base plate mounted here, I can go ahead and flip it over. And here's the unit standing upright. A couple things to go over with this unit. This is a very entry-level laser machine, so you're going to see it at a really reasonable, affordable price. It's bare bones, comes with exactly what you need, and none of the other frills and thrills that you might get with a higher-end laser unit. Does not come with a fume extractor. The alignment plating here is really straightforward. It does also come with a separate alignment fixture. This alignment fixture can be a little bit finicky. You can try it out if you do get this laser, see if you like it. It is a very straightforward mechanism. It just opens and closes. It is mechanical, so it does have little motors in it that allow to clamp down on the housing of whatever phone you're working on. It will come with the laser. It's displayed in the box and everything. But for today, I won't be using it because the install process does take a little bit of extra time. Instead, we're going to go ahead and just use the laser machine as it is out of the box. As you can see, I do have a laptop with me. You do need to control the laser machine with the standard software that you may have seen with other laser units. It's really straightforward, and I'll go through the download process and getting the files uploaded and making sure everything's calibrated here. So a few other things to unbox. Like I said, it does come with a cable to connect to the computer. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out here real quick. And then the power supply is external, as you can see. So that does make the laser unit itself very lightweight, fairly transportable, I guess, but you'll probably not want to be moving this thing around a whole bunch. Power cable plugs in through the back like so. And a separate power cord for it to connect to the wall from the power brick. You may be familiar with stuff like this from other machines, computers and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get this plugged in. And there it is. You can hear with that beeping that the laser machine is powering on, getting started. And we can go ahead and connect it to our laptop that we have set up here. So our next step is going to be going over getting the software downloaded, getting the files installed correctly, and I'm going to go ahead and do that here. You'll be able to see the screen. So, all right, so we are here on the tbklaser.com website. Very straightforward. It's got the info you need on it. One big click software download button. Can't mess that up. I'm going to go ahead and begin downloading the software. You'll see that it does download in a zip file. Go ahead and open that, and we can go ahead and extract the software.exe onto our desktop here. So we've got that moved over, and this will just be your primary installer. I'm going to go through the install process here real quick with you guys. Very straightforward. Yes, choose English. Choose the install path. We've already downloaded this once before here, so it does have the paths already saved on the computer. And click next a few times and agree. And that's about it. We've got the software installed. We can launch it with the install wizard, and the software will go ahead and open up. So there we go. We've already got the software here. Main thing you need to know when you do have the software open is that towards the very bottom we have this download button. So if you do not have any files already pre-installed in this computer or any path saved, you'll just want to click that download button. And here it will say that it's downloading and replacing local media. You're sure, you want to click yes. And this will take some time. As you can see the green bar moving across. Once it is fully downloaded, you will have all the templates necessary to do some back glass laser removal. So we'll just wait for this to download, and I'll be right back with you. All right, now that we've got all the software downloaded and all of the templates installed, we can go ahead and continue on with the process of getting a back glass removed. So one other thing that I do recommend is using one of these cards that's included with the laser machine. So you can see here, it's just a clear black card. And what you do with this is just make sure that the alignment laser and the actual engraving laser are both together. So what I'm going to do is go into the software here, and there's a draw rectangle button. So I'm just going to draw a quick rectangle here. And as we can see, it's in the system. It doesn't have to be a perfect square or anything. It's just for demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and press F1 on the keyboard, and we can see that the alignment laser is showing up there. And we can press F2 then to engrave it, and F1 again, and make sure that everything is squared up. So exactly where the red laser is was where the engraving laser actually made a mark on the black card. So I'm going to go ahead and I can remove that and stop this. I'm going to go ahead and delete the rectangle that I drew, and we can go ahead and open the template up. So for this back glass, I have a iPhone XS Max, and I'm going to go ahead and place it into the alignment brackets there, make sure that it's squared up, and I can begin focusing the laser. On the front, there's the focus button. I'm going to press that, and we're going to see how the laser machine actually gets the correct focus. So, actuator goes down, presses on it, and now it knows exactly the height that the laser needs to operate at. All right, so I've got the iPhone here on the bracket, and I'm going to go ahead and open the iPhone XS Max template. So we have the brand here that you can see on the computer, and we'll select iPhone, and then for model we'll want to go to XS Max. So when I scroll down here, you can see that there's a back cover and a back cover 2 option. The first back cover option is all blacked in, so when it does the engraving, it's going to cover every single section that is in black. Now I do like to recommend using the back cover 2 option, and when I load this up here, you'll see that it actually has all of the small parts and important flex cables that you really don't want to risk damaging already marked out, so it's not going to engrave on any of these sensitive areas. Now when I click F1 on this, we can see that everything is aligned correctly. What you'll want to see is that the red tracing laser is not touching any of the frame on the left, right, top, or down, and it's perfectly squeezed in on the actual glass's edge. That's what we have set up here, and showing that it is perfectly aligned, I can go ahead and press F2 on the keyboard, or I can press the start button on the laser machine. Both do the exact same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and press F2, and it will begin the engraving. So we can see it's getting started with removing the actual paint underneath the glass. We do recommend doing 2 passes with the laser machine. This first pass will generally just remove the actual paint on the glass first. The second pass will do a better job at destroying the glue that's underneath the glass next. So doing that second pass really just does help with the ease of process of getting the glass pried up and fully removed off the back of the phone. We'll just let it go through its process. It does take several minutes. This laser machine is significantly faster than if you've seen the blue forward machines. Not quite as quick as something with like the Nissan LS2 we have back here. But overall, this laser machine does exactly what it's supposed to do. So we can see that it is avoiding some sensitive areas. All of these spots do need to get avoided with being hit by the laser itself. That just ensures that any components that you may have left inside of the housing of the phone don't get damaged during this process. Now we do of course also sell templates that you can put on top of the iPhones just to 100% guarantee that nothing will get damaged in case the laser gets misaligned or someone bumps the phone. But in any case, this does ensure that everything will be protected inside of the housing. All right, the first pass of the laser is completed and we are at 5 minutes and 44 seconds total time, so not too bad. We can see that the paint layer is fully removed, and the next step will be doing a second pass so that we can remove the full layer of the glue. And we're going to go ahead and just run that real quick. We'll show you results afterwards. All right, so we've got the back glass fully engraved. We can see that it has removed a good decent chunk of the glue layer, all the paint except for the sensitive areas. Yeah, we're pretty happy with the results of the actual laser machine itself. And it is a worthwhile product to carry. So if you're looking for an introductory laser machine to get into that's budget friendly and no thrills, no frills, it just does exactly what you need it to do, this is going to be a great option for you. Yeah, if you have any questions about it, please contact us. We have our resident laser expert, Kevin, here on site if you have questions about how it works. Got a few of them, so go ahead and check them out. If you have further questions, reach out. I'm David with Injured Gadgets, and thanks so much for watching.
Hi guys, this is Brad from Injured Gadgets. Today we're going to be doing a little demonstration on the removal of the back glass. This particular device has been ran through the TBK laser once or twice. So first we will insert it into our clamp here to secure the device during removal. We'll make sure we always wear our safety glasses during this procedure, very, very important. We use our tool here to break the glass in some key points to assist in the removal process. So definitely around this camera lens. Go ahead and break that. And then a couple more key areas to assist in this process. So at that point, reposition, we'll use our hand tool here and just begin to slide under and remove these glass fragments here. So down here towards the bottom, you'll see we'll be applying a little more pressure just because there is some additional adhesion. You want to be very careful in this area because there is flexes that can be damaged. They're covered by tape coverings, so that's why we use these thin tools. We want to make sure that we don't cut those. Let's just begin to slide the tool under, and we'll use minor lifting motion, very minor twisting motion. We don't want to twist too much to damage the actual frame. You can see TBK doing a decent job. Laser strong enough to go ahead and release this glass. And two, we have our hot air station here. We can go ahead and use a little heat. That'll help loosen up this adhesive a little bit and prevent us from damaging the charge coil. Just a little heat and that'll release that adhesive and allow us to go ahead and remove these fragments without damaging this coil. You can see the glass flying, which is why you definitely want to wear your protective coverings. We have a brush here to help clean up fragments. A couple of pieces here. And so this is where we're actually going to be using our hot air station. Even more around this camera lens area. This is just going to help our tool slide right under this glass. You can see that our hot air station runs at around 500. 450 to 500 is a good temp. Anywhere from 25 to 40% on your airflow is a good amount. You don't want to apply too much heat in one area for too long. Anywhere from 3 to 8 seconds is enough. Just keep it moving about, not to be pointing it, like I said, one direct area. Final fragment. So at that point, again, we use our brush, clean up, make sure nothing's stuck to your adhesive on your charge coil. And that's it.